Jason Lee Podcast.
Welcome back to an all-new episode of the Jason Lee Podcast. I am so happy to be back. Woo!
You're actually happy to be here today.
I am happy to be at work today. Okay? Unlike our last episode where I appreciate you and you all for allowing me to be a miserable employee of my own situation, I am back. Listen, traveling, I have a lot going on in my personal life, and I really love the fact that my viewers feel connected to me, the viewers of this show, Hollywood Unlocked. I mean, everywhere I go in the airports, people are just so connected to what we're doing. I really appreciate it. And there are days that we don't want to go to work, just like there are days you don't want to go to work. And if you're at work right now, because I do see some of you on social media saying, oh my God, I love watching the show at work because it helps me get through my day. You don't like your job sometimes like I don't like mine. But I do love Hollywood Unlocked. I love the Jason Lee Show and podcast. I love the people that I work with. So, yeah, I'm happy to be back.
Hey, you look great, though. You don't look exhausted, and like Stockton is trying you. You don't look like that.
Oh, Stockton's trying me, bitch. They're trying me, bitch. But you know what? It's okay because I'm trying them back. You know, if you're really interested in following what I'm doing in my political endeavors, you should go over on my personal Facebook and you should go watch on the District 6 Instagram. I'll put it up right here. You should go follow, and watch it because it's all the things. I'm actually showing people how government works in real time as I'm up there doing it. Mm-hmm. I had a committee meeting the other day and I was wearing a Dior head to toe. People keep telling me I need to shop local. I'm going to shop the way I shop. And by the way, I have Jason Lee's Closet, which is also now readily available, right? Mm-hmm. Let me put it up right here, jasonleescloset.com. You can go over there and go buy some of the looks that you've seen me in because, I spent a considerable amount of money on clothes, which I will say in my personal life now, having returned to Stockton, getting into politics or whatever, you don't see a bunch of the bling bling. You don't see all that. Like I'm slowly transitioning into just being Jason, because I've met a lot of billionaires that dress like they're from Target or Old Navy, but they are flipping their money into other things. I'm now in that season of where I do want to. I ain't gonna go all the way left, but I do want to start investing more in harvesting other opportunities. But anyway, yes, I am back to work and I feel really, really good. I have great volume in my hair today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Come on, inches.
Got my little Apertude shot today.
Yes, I got mine this week.
Got my little prep shot, so I'm back in these streets. Got a trip to Miami coming up again soon.
Again?
We're going to interview people. Oh. What are you talking about?
I thought it was vacation for you. I'm like, oh.
Okay, can you and Johnny share a room when we travel since he's gay?
Yeah.
Okay.
We did it before at your house.
Oh, you did?
I don't know.
But we talked. It was like 3 a.m, and I'm like,
what?
From an HR perspective, I just don't know.
Well, you ain't HR right now.
I don't know if we want to set ourselves
they
up
ain't
for
gonna
that.
have it. Listen, they're grown. Okay, well look, y'all spent the night at my house.
Mm-hmm.
Oh
in
yeah,
Stockton,
you did. Oh yeah, my Stockton, my domicile.
Johnny seen me in my bra, but we're just friends.
Here we go.
HR.
I'm telling you.
We just learned something new, didn't we? Anyway, just want to skip right over that potential lawsuit and get right to the tea with Jason Lee. It ain't so heavenly, is it? Dr. Heavenly is in the news. By the way, all the girls in reality TV are in trouble. Dr. Heavenly is now in trouble about the gays. The lady from Housewives of Potomac, I know her name. I don't need your help. Karen Huger. She has
allegedly
an alcohol problem. She got the DUI and now she's going to jail for a year. And Giselle couldn't be any more happier because she couldn't wait to tell me, Giselle, yes, I'm being messy. Giselle walked up on me at an event in Miami and she said, Karen got a drinking problem. I was like, for real? Mind you, I had forgot I had just ran into Karen in D.C. when I was out with Erica from the White House for Dionne Warwick's party. Why I was at a Dionne Warwick party, I don't know, because there was a lot of seniors there. But Karen was there and she was lit. She had it's like she had stuck her face in a horse broth of champagne or wine or something, drank it all. But her hair, the wig was the hair was going all types of directions. I love Karen, by the way. She's been on the last podcast of mine, the only housewife of Potomac. And Giselle said she was going to come on the show soon. She also said I talk bad about her, but I don't know. She's probably doing something messy. It's all situational. Well, let me tell you about the situation going on with Dr. Heaven. Not Dr. Heavenly, Dr. Heaven, because this is exactly where she's not going to go if she keeps with the gays. Okay, Married to Medicine fans claim that Dr. Heavenly just crossed another line. In a recent episode of her unofficial YouTube after show for the Bravo show, Dr. Heavenly Kimes was ranting about the drama between Quad Webb's new man, Hey Quad, King, and ex-husband Dr. Gregory Lunsford. Now, in episode 12 of the Bravo show, viewers watched King lunge at Dr. G over comments he made towards his ex-wife, Quad. During Dr. Heavenly's unofficial after show, she discussed the conflict and made a comment about gay men like us that rubbed a lot of people like Rob the wrong way. Now, she's trying to apologize, trying to justify King's actions. Dr. Heavenly ended up making a derogatory comment about gay men in the process. Don't believe me? Look.
So when you have a conversation with somebody, if somebody gets upset and it goes to the left, most men, real men, not gay men, not bitch men, you know what I'm saying? The guys that is kind of soft, but real men are going to feel like, you know what I mean? Straight men are going to feel like if you tell my wife to shut the fuck up, I'm going to have a problem with it. I mean, that's just, it is.
Okay, Dr. Heavenly, you know I like you. Actually, Heavenly, you've been on my show too. Yeah. You Quad, and the other girl. I don't think that you should be talking about gays with your wig being that far back. I think when we can see how much is on your mind, because them braids and snatch that forehead all the way back to the middle of the cranium, I don't think that you should be talking about us like that. Now, you need us to fix that bad hairdo. You need us to make your face look presentable on camera, because you did not look like this in that video. You know, it's true. And your hair, like, half was braided, half was not. There was no style there. You literally look like you just woke up on the wrong side of a gay man's bed. And you have the audacity to come and talk about us, because one thing you will never catch is us looking like that. Because you definitely look like a queen that got their back blown out in the back of the Abbey. Rob's been there. He knows. So I don't know why you would say that a real man, like a gay man, is not a real man. I pay all my bills. I take care of a lot of people. I run successful businesses, and I am changing my city, and I'm gay, and I'm a real man. I'm probably more man than any man that's been in you. And the man that's been in you has probably been in men like me. So you live in Atlanta. I mean, God, you, Dr. Heavenly, are in a city right now where 1 out of 3 are probably infected with HIV. So how heavenly could that be? And half of the men out there, hey to the gays and the DLs, are wearing skirts and purses and makeup and high heels. And so you're surrounded by the gaydom, but yet here you come, unsolicited territory, attacking all of us. It's women like you that need us as an accessory to even have a spot on TV. I mean, nobody's really going to your practice. There's not one person that I see on the internet saying, I went to see Dr. Heavenly today and I'm proud of it. Your practice is probably as late as your weave. And that rant that was so unplanned now has you in a pot of hot water. When you heard her talking about the gays, the real men versus the gay men, what was that? Self-hate?
It was just ignorance, because first of all, the gays stay in the gym. Let's just put it like that. And the straights usually have pot bellies and don't take care of themselves as well as the gays do. And like, I'm in a boxing class right now and I go to the gym 5 days a week. So, you know, we'd be ready for it. And also one of my favorite things to watch.
Hold on. He's in boxing, y'all. If he posts one more gay boxing photo, oh my God. If he posts one more gay boomerang, now Dr. Heavenly, I might have to switch up everything based on just that video alone.
And the last thing, one of my favorite things to watch on the internet is when trans women beat up straight guys who weren't expecting to get they ass whooped. So I'm just saying, you might want to have some gay guys on your side sometimes, especially since y'all start all the drama in the club.
Yeah. I just feel like these at-home interviews need to stop, because people get too comfortable when you're in your robe and just on your webcam and your laptop. You think,
shout out to my Bigo era.
Exactly. You just say out-of-pocket stuff. But for her to say, like, call gay man bitch man, I'm like, the scariest person I know is not a bitch and is a real man and will read you down to the ground.
Hold on.
Real bad.
Bitch, you try.
Well, it's true. Dr. Heavenly caught backlash, of course, just like a weak-ass straight woman. She couldn't stand on her own 2 feet, and she backtracked. Look what she said.
I love y'all. I'm just emotional right now because, and again, let me apologize for what I said before. I made a lot of people feel uncomfortable about something I made, and it was mistaken. And I want to say I apologize. It was an ignorant statement I made about, being a real man, or whatever. I want to apologize for that again and again. Y'all know, if y'all know me, y'all know I didn't mean anything by it, but it doesn't take away from somebody I might have hurt their feelings. So I will apologize for that again and again and again. I was wrong. That was an ignorant statement. And I recant that whole thing.
Okay, I guess we forgive you.
That's all it took. Man.
But just remember.
Don't be fucking rude.
And listen, if you're gay and you don't like something somebody says, don't support them. All your little gay clients don't come see you. I'm going to tell you, when you stop spending that gay dollar, when you gays stop doing their hairs, when you gays stop doing their makeup, because I'm going to tell you something, Dr. Heavenly, if the gays in Atlanta let you go outside looking the way you just did on that camera, there ain't no way whatever network this tired ass show is on is going to let you come back. Because do you know how much work the gays had to go through to get you to this? And again, I'm not being shady. I literally am being honest. Am I being honest?
The gays help.
The chiseling and just the amount of stuff they had to fight through to get here.
But see, this is why you have to be careful to piss off a gay person, because the gays will humble you real quick.
I'm not even humble with that.
No, you're
face,
humbling her.
No, with that face, it can't be humble. And I like Dr. Heavenly. I mean, from a distance, you're not really in the ecosystem of people that I congregate with. I don't see you in circles that I run, so I'm not necessarily talking to a peer. Mm-hmm. I'm just talking to a person who thought I wasn't a real man, But again, I ain't taking it personal because I can't do that here. This is the more improved Vice Mayor Reed. That this is the best I could do, because I do feel some type of way. But anyhow, I wish you the best. And gays, let's unite. Anyway, bye, Dr. Heavenly. Come on the podcast if you want to clear it up in the deep dive. All right. You know what? Y'all gonna leave this one alone because she is a icon. Halle Berry. Halle Berry, true fact that people don't know is Halle Berry was the first celebrity to be in our studio. I didn't get to see her because Johnny was late to tell me the damn news. They told me after the fact, sending me screenshots. Guess who was here at the studio today? Halle Berry. They rented the place for something back in the day before it was, just for us. Well, while recently appearing on Drew Barrymore's talk show, Halle Berry slams critics claiming that she can't keep a man. And she also reveals how she was misdiagnosed with a severe herpes outbreak. Which a lot of you have herpes that you just don't. Oh. Google right now how many people have herpes out of how many? Because herpes, y'all call them canker sores.
Oh my land. So 1 in 6 adults between 14 and 49, 50 to 60 million adults in the U.S. has genital herpes.
That's just a lot. Okay?
Oh my God.
So a lot of people have herpes, and that was a fact that you didn't know. Y'all call it canker sores or a little mouth sore. Nah, that's the same shit be around your boyfriend dick. It's just in a different location, so you've accepted it. You've accepted that little bump that you put a little Neosporin on here and there is not being a herpes. You have herpes. I know somewhere you're in your cubicle at work looking around the corner at your coworker because y'all 1 in 4 or 6, 1 in 6. 1 in 6 of y'all, go count 1 through 12. 2 of y'all got herpes. Well, anyway, y'all misdiagnosed the Bond lady with having herpes. Monsters Ball Bond lady, she was upset about it and she's talking about it. And her love life and being criticized for being Halle Berry, a woman who can't keep a man. That's what the critics were saying. Halle had this to say about it. Look.
Heard people say, something must be wrong with Halle Berry. She can't keep a man. Who's to say I want to keep a man? I don't want to keep the wrong man. Like, I'm not crazy.
No.
Right?
No.
So when you find that you make a mistake, we all make mistakes. We have a right to say, oh God, this was a mistake. Let me start again. We have a right to do that.
Now, Halle's public listed partner shows her dating a Chicago dentist, John Ronan, from 1989 to 1991. In 1992, she began briefly dating R&B singer Christopher Williams.
I don't know her.
Yes, you do.
You know Chris.
From New Jack City. He just don't. Anyway, he follows me, so I'm gonna keep it cute. Hey, Chris. Halle began dating Major League Baseball player David Justice. Remember, they had a really abusive relationship. And then after almost a year of dating, Halle and David got married, then divorced in 1996. In 1999, Halle began dating singer and songwriter Eric Benet. The two got married in 2001, split in 2003, and finalized their divorce in 2005. And almost a year later, in 2006, Halle began dating French-Canadian model Gabrielle Aubry. That did not do well. That was... Remember, the men got in a fight and he beat him up and all that. In 2008, they welcomed a daughter, now 16, and then divorced 2 years later in 2010. Months after splitting from Gabriel, Halle began dating another Frenchman, actor Olivia Martinez. Or was that Olivia Martinez? I think that was the one she got in a fight with. Not she got in a fight, but they got in a fight. Anyway, 2 years later, in 2012, they got engaged. In 2013, they got married and quickly welcomed a son, now 11. In 2015, Halle and Olivier divorced, and after an 8-year divorce, custody, and child support battle, they finalized things in 2023. Halle has also allegedly been linked. I don't like the fact that the team put all these people in the teleprompter. And I'm going to read what's in the teleprompter. But then I want to be very clear that I don't give a fuck how many men Halle Berry dated. She's Halle motherfucking Berry. Yep. She could date anybody she wants. She's one of the most beautiful women on the planet. And when you a bad bitch and you rich, and a bad bitch, you should be able to date whoever you want. Now, if y'all said she dated all the gay boys, well, she can do that too. She's Halle Berry. They said she was linked to a producer named Alex the Kid, Michael Ealy, Shamar Moore, Eddie Murphy, Kevin Costner. I don't know who Danny Wood is. Steve Jones, Fred Durst, LaShawn Boyd, Billy Bob Thornton, Wesley Snipes, 50 Cent, Brad Pitt, and now Heavy. Fast forward through all this. I don't care about all that because I'm not going to slut shame anybody. She was a slut. Like we all were sluts. And a woman who's of this particular age, who's dated over the course of however many years, she has a right to date however many people she wants. I don't like how people shame women for having different boyfriends or whatever. And that is probably what was happening with you guys online trying to say she can't keep a man. David Justice was allegedly beating her. She didn't need to keep him. Eric Benet was cheating on her because he had a sex addiction. Hey, Eric. So she shouldn't keep him. And then all those other people, I didn't read anybody in there that was worth having. She had a kid with one. Okay, so she's Halle Berry. She can do what she wants. Now, Halle, you probably didn't pick the best men either, which could say something about Halle. But I don't think we should judge her for not keeping them. We should ask her to look within herself to see why she keeps choosing the wrong ones. Well, in 2020, she met her current boyfriend, musician Van Hunt, and they seem to be very happy. Okay, and she's talked to Drew Barrymore about her 54-year-old boyfriend. And, you know, Halle is now 58. And she said she found her guy later in life after manifesting him. Let me show you a photo of them two together. And I've seen them together in the French Riviera. And she was having meeting after meeting after meeting. And he was hand in toe. And they look good together. I don't know if the levels of success are on the same level or not. But I don't think that matters if she's happy. What do you think about people saying that she can't keep a man?
I think it's ridiculous. And like you mentioned, it's like these highly successful, extremely beautiful women like Halle Berry, Jennifer Lopez,
Cardi B,
Taylor Swift, Cardi B. It doesn't mean there's a problem with these women. I think we need to look at the other source of the issue in the situation, which quite often is those men who were causing issues in the relationships.
And to be 58, this is not like even all those names. It's not that much to be 58 years old. I hope and pray to Jesus Christ I look and somewhere near what Halle looks like. But also, to be her, I feel like you can't just date any guy. Like, so obviously they're going to be messy.
If you read off the list of who Rob and I dated in the last 10 years, do you know there's not enough teleprompter to have the names?
Well, we were just talking about body counts this morning. And
who was talking about body count?
She asked me.
We don't count that high.
Don't count.
That's what, exactly.
Is that what he said?
Well, I'm not going to.
No, what'd he say? What'd he say?
He said it's
nothing.
over.
Over 2,000? Over 2,000.
No, it's in the
hundreds. I mean, hundreds.
And he said he lost count. And
listen, hundreds is low.
See, so I actually like this topic because I wish I embraced slut season more. And Johnny,
I'm gonna embrace my inner slut right now. Okay, I'm gonna tell you a story. I was out one night and I was, had a couple cocktails. Clearly, I don't drink anymore and I'm sober.
Right. right.
But it was at a time where I was drinking, and I had been drinking. I was lit, and I met somebody who was beautiful, and I was like, oh my God, like, let's hook up. And they were like, okay, cool. So I said, give me your number. I took their number, and when I went to text them, I had already slept with them.
How did you know you already slept with
Because
him?
it was in the text.
You know what? And you didn't recall. He looked the
No.
same. He didn't have different hair or nothing.
Clearly,
It was so long
clearly,
ago.
I did not remember. But when I texted him, I said, oh, we've already hooked up. He was like, duh. Anyway, the point is I, even in my own slutness, should not be shamed. Neither should she be blamed
Nobody should.
for whatever. Now, recalling her love life before meeting Van, Halle had this to say, look, the career that I have is not what I ever saw for myself. I thought family and love would be first. I've always been a romantic, and I always thought I would be a wife and have children. I always focused on what I didn't want. And you know what I did? I manifested that because the universe only hears the action, right? They don't hear the don't part. What I realized was when I manifested the last time with Van, I only focused on what I wanted. The things I didn't want, I didn't even think about. I was very specific about what I needed. I would just be positive around it. And believe it or not, one day I got introduced to him by a friend. Well, for Halle Berry, life with Van Hunt has been great. Well, except for when they were forced to play the blame game after Halle's doctor misdiagnosed her with a really bad case of herpes. Okay, if your doctor misdiagnoses you with a disease that you don't have, you go get a new doctor, right?
Yes.
I'm pressing charges.
Halle said it happened as she entered perimenopause, her pre-menopausal era. Take a listen.
When I was 54 years old, I had just met Van. I manifested this man, and I just met him, and we were having the best time. I finally met my person. I mean, it was amazing. It was amazing. It was amazing. It really, truly was amazing. And then one morning, I tried to go to the bathroom, and I couldn't go. It was so painful. When I tried to let a little bit out, I couldn't go. I had to squeeze it. I had to let. It took me almost 10 minutes to just empty my bladder because it was so painful. And substances were down there that I had never seen before. And I thought, what is this? So I go right to the doctor, and he's, doing the exam, looking up there, and he said, yep, I think I know what this is. And I'm like, what? He said, it's a really bad case of herpes.
What? Okay, so you're in his office, and now what?
And now Van, it's my guy, he drove me there because this was so swollen I couldn't even put my legs together to drive. So we spend the next 72 hours kind of doing the blame game, trying to figure out who gave it to me, who gave it to him. And then a couple hours after that, my doctor called me and said that you do not have herpes.
Oh my God.
And it's almost like, I was like, what? I'm like, okay, then what is it? And this was the defining moment for me. He said, I don't know. That's what it looked like. And that sent me on my own reconnaissance and my own researching. And that's when I came up with dry vagina syndrome that women have when they're in perimenopause. And I had all the symptoms of what that felt like. And I realized, oh, I'm 54 years old. They say, I learned that perimenopause can start in your late 30s even, in early 40s. And I thought, clearly, I'm 54. But at that point, nobody had really had a serious conversation. My entree into perimenopause was dry vagina syndrome. And I did have about 6 months or 7 months. We struggled with finding a way to have sex again, getting rid of the dryness, making it more enjoyable because it got pretty rough for a minute.
If I may give a description, it feels like sandpaper.
Razor blades.
Yeah.
The thing that's cringy about this interview, though, is that I can see Drew basically sitting on her lap holding her hand. Drew Barrymore has severe boundary issues, and I can tell you right now, I have this phobia of being touched that if Drew touched me, I would literally turn into E.T. and tell her to phone home. Like, I wouldn't be able to handle it. I'd throw some M&Ms at her, like, get out of here. Well, since her misdiagnosis, Halle's dedicating the next phase of her life to advocating for women. She even launched her own menopausal health company, Respin, and, she's using her platform for something positive. So I'm just glad she found love because I do think that there is something weird in the air when people go, damn, she's so beautiful. Why she don't have no man? But outside beauty doesn't always equate to being a good person or being a relationship person. I was saying earlier jokingly that I'm about to give up on trying to be in a relationship because I'm already vice mayor. Vice Smear takes up so much time. Hollywood Unlocked, the show, and all of the things takes up so much time. It's literally like two full-time jobs. Even though being city council is part-time, I don't do nothing part-time. A relationship is full-time, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's a job.
It's a job.
How your job doing?
It's good.
Okay.
It's hard.
Never hear you talk about it anymore. All right. Well, listen, Halle, we love you. And we love that you're out there advocating for women. And thank God your vajayjay don't have the bumps on it.
Oh my God.
Now we can just bump this right out. Bye. I'm back. Okay. That's what Neo's saying about y'all critics. Being mad about his polyamorous relationship. Let him live his life. Neo is getting slammed again. Okay? Not over his tongue being out his mouth. What photo is this? Who used this photo? Who did this? I'm trying to rebuild my relationship with Neo. We text each other. We apologize. So me and Neo we're on good terms again. I am going to officially invite Neo and all his girls on our show.
I would love that.
I think that would be iconic. Okay, because I think he should live whatever life he wants to. Well, he's slamming the critics who are slamming him again over his polyamorous lifestyle. Now, we first talked about Neo coming out as a polyamorous god back in December on an episode 60 to be exact of this podcast. Now, at the time, Neo was being read for filth by Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. It's all the clearing of throats in the room for me. Is there a doctor on set? Well, she's the life coach, the one that's been reading Cam Newton and Nick Cannon, all of them, for creating broken homes. Well, Dr. Bryant called Neo a womanizer, and baby, he clapped back, claiming he didn't give two fucks about what the doctor or the world had to say or what they thought, because he's no longer, cheating on his partners and is now living in his truth with his 3 girlfriends. Don't believe me? Look. Listen, Neo is back to responding to critics over his polyamorous love. He recently posted this photo to the haters. Look. Them, Neo, we don't approve of your poly relationships. Fun fact, I don't care. Neo then did an interview with the Ricky Smiley Morning Show and admitted that he's not only finally being open and honest with his girlfriends, but with all of his kids too. As a refresher, Neo shares 2 children with ex-fiancée Manetta Shaw, and he shares 3 children with ex-wife Crystal Renee, and shares 2 children with Sade, whom he cheated on Crystal with. And here's Neo admitting to telling his children about his poly lifestyle. Look.
Your kids have questions about that? About your relationship?
Of course they do, and I answer them. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Honesty. Again, I'm not lying to nobody, not even my children. Hey, this is daddy's girlfriend, and so is that, and so is that, and so is that.
You got no problem.
She gonna make you some cereal, and she gonna cook lunch, and she gonna wash your clothes.
Come
and
on,
it's all
man.
good. And
Come on,
it's family, it's community.
Oh, you
That's
need
what
your
it's
own
about.
book in the Bible, right between Corinthians and Ezekiel.
Do you think this is a bad conversation for kids to have with their dad, or is this great that he's living in his truth?
No, I think that people should be open and honest with their children. I think people should introduce things to their children at a pace that they think is appropriate, as long as it's introduced in the right way. I mean, as long as they're not sitting there naked having the conversation. But I mean, these kids are going to find out about sex and sexuality and everything else at school or at their friend's house watching porn on an iPad. So it's better that it comes from their parents.
Yeah, I feel like it's an important conversation, but it's weird when the mom's left out the loop. I think that's the problem here.
Well,
She didn't.
let's talk about that. How many moms walk out on their kids and how many dads walk out on their families?
That's true.
And when you do that, that's where co-parenting has to be an agreement. But at the end of the day, if I was a parent like you're saying, I would want to know what you're talking to my kids about. I absolutely want my kids I want to have a say-so on whether they meet these other people too. Because remember, when these kids leave their mom's home, they're going to dad's house, and then now they're around dad and girlfriend number 1, number 2, and number 3. That's probably a lot for a kid to even process. I could assume that kid coming home and go, Mama, I want 3 girls like daddy. And then that's a whole conversation. But then again, as a woman, you should be careful who you have kids with, because you know the type of man you're sleeping with. You didn't care when he was feeding your babies Robitussin to put him to sleep so he could slide up in them guts. And now all of a sudden you mad that he got 3 guts to get in every night. Neo's comments didn't go over well with the latest children's mother, Sade. Now, she joined the critics calling Neo out, exposing all of this to their children and his hypersexuality. This is what she said. This is disgusting parenting. I'm sorry to everyone that this narrative is being forced down y'all's throat. I'm not going to read the rest of that. Go to the next slide. And didn't I tell your corny ass not to have shit going on in front of my kids, to do that cornball shit on your own time? That shit is sick as fuck. You hella fucking weird for that, Neo. But I'm glad you think I'm playing with you after I done already warned you. I'm not playing about my kids. And poly relationships aren't 5+ girlfriends that party with you every night so you can pick up more girls to hook up with. That is what you call an open relationship. You're a wanna boyfriend pimp trick. You like the GFE. What is that? No. Stop disrespecting Polly. There's nothing exclusive about what you got going on, weirdo. Ain't this the baby mom that cheated on his last wife with him?
I think so.
How you cheat? How did you allegedly cheat with him when he was with Crystal, and then trying to call him out for being a no shit man? You slept with a no shit man, if that's what you're calling him, and he's still showing you who he is. He's cheated with you on his wife, and now he's actually being loyal to these girls. Do you miss him? I mean, was he singing slow songs to your cootie cat? What was it? What is it? Rubbing his bald head at night, or trying on his sunglasses before you go to sleep? What is it? The slow song? I don't know what it is, but he don't want you. He's not thinking of you, and he's busy. He's consumed with 3 other women that, if all put together, he probably would say you could not measure up to. I'm not slamming you. I'm just saying you're irreplaceable. Actually, you're not. He wrote that song. Anyway, Neo said a lot of other things that I don't want to talk about. And, you know. I mean, God. What do you make of it? Is she just jealous, baby mom?
No, I think she's probably frustrated that her kids are seeing a circumstance that she doesn't personally think is like ethical or right, and she doesn't want them growing up with that kind of idea in their head. But again, like you pointed out, she walked into a marriage and broke it up. Her kids, they're going to understand that happened. So again, it's just conversations you have to have with kids. They're not going to end up doing everything that you do if they understand how things function.
It's tricky because everyone parents different. Like, you know, if you go to your mom's house, then she's going to let you eat junk food, but your dad doesn't. But this is, I don't know, it's so sensitive, and it's hard to comment on stuff like that.
Well, both of my parents are dead, so I have to feed myself. I know. Just had to put that in there. Neo wanted to continue to troll. He put on more clothes to tell you what he thinks. Look. Fuck off, respectfully. Listen, I think that everybody should be allowed to live the life that they want. Everybody should raise their kids the way that they want. Would I raise my kids in a polyamorous situation? Yes. I mean, if I went to Brazil, Dominican Republic, and the Canary Islands, and I found a piece at every location that I wanted to bring home as a trophy, yes, my kids are going to have to go play with Don Juan and John. It's just the way that it is. Okay, but that's in my household. Do you, Neo, continue to do you, but put your tongue in your mouth. Do your thing, TikTok. All right, that's it. Suge Knight should not be calling anybody out unless it's collect, because he's in jail. I mean, he's literally in jail or prison right now, facing murder or has been convicted of murder. He ran a man over. Snoop Dogg is reacting to Suge Knight after Suge alleged that he has been in cahoots with Tupac Shakur's murder suspect, Dwayne Keefe D. Davis, and trying to bail him out. In an interview with The Art of Dialogue, the 59-year-old Suge Knight, who is serving a 28-year prison sentence, did an interview alleging that Snoop
allegedly
and others were working to bail out Tupac's supposed killer, Keefe D. Now, he claims Snoop also never visited Pac in the hospital, and Suge also tried to link Snoop and Ray J to sex trafficking accusations against Sean Diddy Combs, who's currently in a Brooklyn jail awaiting trial in May for his federal racketeering and sex trafficking case, and another case that just came out today of some man saying that he basically tried him too. If you don't believe what Suge had to say, take a listen.
So I don't know where you get all the extras from, but they had a conversation at the hospital and all that. That's absolutely not true. say less, if you know what I mean. But instead of just saying less, since I've been in here, Snoop and other people been having people trying to bail the guy out, Keefy D, because he talking too much. Raising them trying to do stuff for Puffy because they say he talking too much. They even had somebody talk to me and say, hey, you can help him get free. I said, look, I don't have nothing to do with none of that, and I'm not leaving prison to go to nobody county jail. To the point they were saying, well, you can't leave and sacrifice a little bit in the county jail to stop that black man from getting life? Hell the fuck no. I ain't wishing bad on him at all because I don't want to see nobody go to prison. And like I told you last time, since I find out more details about certain things, I probably would go to the Vegas County Jail if me and Keefy D was cellies. We have a good conversation after I give him, 6 upside his head, another 6 in his body, and another 2. But yeah, that's definitely didn't happen with Snoop didn't go to the hospital. That's a lie.
I want to make sure I'm hearing you correctly. You said that Snoop, he trying to bail Keefy D out of prison?
Well, this is the thing. First of all, you got to understand, him, Puffy, Ray J, all those dudes, they got Puffy ties. And apparently, Keefy D telling it all. You know what I mean? And the more he talked, the more they'll get hurt about the situation.
Well, Snoop caught Suge's comments and clapped all the way back. Look, this won't stop talking about me. Mad because I own death row. I realize your real lies. That rhymed. Fans found it hard to believe Snoop, citing the rumors of him beefing with Pac before his murder and claims that Snoop did a song with one of the guys who was in the car that shot Pac. Now, Snoop featured on a song by Big Dre, who allegedly is Tupac's shooter. I thought I saw somewhere where Snoop actually honored Tupac. And look, there was a lot going on at Death Row Records. Remember, Suge and Tupac were both on Death Row Records at the time when Suge was out running the streets like a whole crime boss. And Dr. Dre, who was his partner at the time, ended up leaving and left with Snoop, leaving Tupac there. And then Tupac died when he was with him. All those bullets hit him, but none hit him. And he survived, and people for years have thought that he had something to do with it. And people have gone on to say, did he have something to do with it? And it's unclear. But Keefy D, who is now in a Las Vegas jail, by the way, he just got attacked the other day or something. He was involved in some big fight where they attacked him. He's not going to survive prison at some point. You killed Tupac. I mean,
Allegedly.
You killed Tupac, allegedly. No, people love Tupac. And the crazy part is, don't we still look at Tupac as looking like this? Mm-hmm. When he wouldn't look like that right now. Mm-hmm. He'd still look good, though. What do you make of all this? Do we want Suge Knight to go away and serve his prison term, or is Suge Knight in prison with nothing to lose, so he's just saying all the truth?
I want to know how he's getting all these interviews, because remember even when Wack was here, Wack said he has hundreds of hours of footage.
I ended up on Chris Cuomo. He was in the segment before me, but his phone kept dropping, so he had to keep calling and collect. It was a mess.
What? How? I want to know how. I don't know. Like, because he's never going to get out soon, huh?
28 years. He'll probably die in there. But I mean, he's Suge Knight. People can get phones. And he's calling in from, he has that podcast with that they talk about called Collect Calls or something like that.
I'm just ready for the truth to all be unearthed finally. I hope we eventually find out what actually happened. It's crazy
to look at that picture of everyone talking and everyone has passed away or is locked up except for Snoop.
Snoop is the icon, but he also got canceled. But you can't cancel you can't cancel Uncle Snoop. Yeah. By the way, Snoop, return your damn my phone calls. I've been calling. I FaceTime Snoop today. This is how bold I got. I just FaceTime Snoop. He didn't answer. Answer the phone. Anyway, no shade. This was an era, baby. This music right. The house parties I went to, the trade that I slept with during this era. Oh my God.
Where's that memoir?
Hey, Danny boy. Let me move on. Goodbye. All right, Jay-Z, Hova, Higga, Jigga. Is it Higga or Jigga? Big Jig is in the news again, and Jay-Z's lawsuit is moving forward. I'm going to give him a round of applause. Listen, you got to give the man his props. He stood on business. He's winning so far. And I pray that his attorney doesn't mess us up because one wrong move and we're in trouble. Well, on the last podcast, we spoke out about how Houston attorney Tony Buzbee dropped his Jane Doe sexual lawsuit against Jay-Z and Diddy without prejudice, meaning the lawsuit can't be refiled, effectively closing that chapter of the accusations for both Jay and Diddy, even though they didn't want to clap for Diddy. I said, Diddy, you got one of the 100 and something 20 off. Remember, both rap moguls had spoke out, and then Hov immediately turned around with a counter lawsuit against this guy, Tony. Now, Jay-Z filed this defamation lawsuit against the Buzbee firm, claiming the allegations led to personal harm, reputational damage, and tens of millions of dollars lost in business deals. Now, a L.A. County judge has tentatively ruled for the case to go on and move forward, according to Rolling Stone. Now, after a 2-hour hearing, Judge Mark E. Epstein, no relationship to the other Epstein, said that he needed additional time to sit with the oral argument. Why did they put oral argument? Now I'm thinking about herpes again. Needed time to sit with the oral arguments from the lawyers on each side. He also said that he for sure believed the alleged evidence of Buzbee defaming Hov online was enough to move forward. Now, the judge said he believed that there was little doubt about Buzbee behaving recklessly and acting with malice when he named Jay-Z as a defendant in his client's sexual assault lawsuit in December. In Jay-Z's lawsuit, he alleges that Buzbee referred to Jane Doe as a sexual assault survivor in a social media post on November 18, 2024. Buzbee is also accused of liking a post on X 1 day later. That alleged post reportedly speculated that Jay-Z was the John Doe described in Jane Doe's sexual assault lawsuit. First of all, I'm sick of Jane and John. I would just love names so we can move forward. Pow, pow. Now, remember, she first filed her case in October, naming Diddy as a high-profile celebrity, only listed as John Doe. Then, in December, Buzbee and Jane Doe amended their filing to officially name Jay-Z as John Doe. Here's a photo of Jay-Z's lawsuit claims. I'm going to just let you sit here for a second. This is basically what I just covered. In addition to moving Jay-Z's case forward, the judge also slammed Buzbee for failing to conduct a thorough investigation into his client after expressly stating that his client was properly investigated before filing their lawsuit against Puff and Hov. I mean, the thing that's happening right now, that what I love about what's happening here is that Jay is exposing this new culture of file a lawsuit against a celebrity, try to destroy their name in the press, force them into a settlement, and then settle and grab a bag and go. Rolling Stone has been complicit in that. I discovered that when I put out the whole Tiffany Haddish stuff before. You may have remembered that. You can go back and check social media. But I think Jay standing on what he believes is commendable. And let me tell you, Tony, where you're in trouble. I know you're going to say, hey, this wasn't my words. It was my client's words. But you were in the press defending your client against Jay, saying it happened instead of just standing on the legal paperwork. And he's going to come to court with Beyonce and the kids, just like Rocky did with Rihanna. And if I was a juror, I'll tell you right now, soon as you walked in, guilty. That's what's going to happen, no?
Absolutely.
Beyonce's going to come in. Oh, she's going to sing one note, and that whole Cowboy Carter crew up there is going to vote guilty. Do you think he's going to lose?
Who, Tony?
Tony.
If this is not true, then I hope he does lose, because people are just throwing around, you did this, you did that to these big celebrities, and that's not cool.
Yeah.
So if you lied about it or you stood next to somebody lying about it, then lock him up.
Absolutely. There should be some kind of restitution for people who are like falsely accused. They need to recoup the money that they lost, recoup their reputation. So all of that should be taking place.
See, when I was out here saying that Jay-Z was looking for me, this and that, whatever, I knew there was a line not to cross. Anybody in this business knows, not even just with Jay, it's just in general, don't say things that aren't true or that you can't prove. Yes, I said the queen died, but again, I didn't get sued.
Clock that. But that's why this allegedly... The allegedly button is important in the show for this reason.
And it wasn't too soon after that she did. It was all a lie.
That's what they said, but you know, we didn't see her. But anyway, I don't want to talk about that. I commend Jay for standing on what he believed in. But that's why when people thought that we were trying to expose them or first of all, we would never do that. But I also, in that same time, learned the power of this show, because that thing got all the way to the Queen Bee.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Beyonce. I love Beyonce. Sometimes I hate that, the work that I do puts me in this weird position with the people I love, because everybody that knows me knows I was a Beyonce fanatic. I mean, you don't remember that era. He does.
Mm-hmm.
How many times have we watched her DVD at your house?
Oh my God.
Was it
probably
every
burned
day?
a hole in it. Yeah.
Between that and
The
Devil
Devil
Wears
Wears
Prada.
Prada.
It was Beyonce and Devil Wears Prada every day. I've been to every show. I love Beyonce. Next time I bump into her, because I do be in them circles. I'll be like, what's up, B? Hopefully I don't get shot by Jay. All right, that's the show. Listen, bye. Get to thoughts and prayers. Go. When it comes to Neo's love life, roses might be red and violets may be blue, but one woman ain't enough, so he's going to get more than two. That was funny. At least he's finally being honest with everybody. But did he take the whole being honest thing too far by telling his children about his poly lifestyle? And speaking of that and taking things too far, Dr. Heavenly is feeling the burn after slighting the gay men on her YouTube show. And that ain't too far. That hairline was. Don't come for us. And another woman who thought she was feeling the burn is Halle Berry. Her doctor diagnosed her with severe herpes and then said, psych. Who licensed that, Dr. Heavenly? If a doctor misdiagnosed me with that, I'd be pulling a Jay-Z too. Filing lawsuits because you got me all the way messed up. You not only misdiagnosed me with an incurable disease, but you also got me and my man fighting and arguing about who slept around with who and gave it to who. Yeah, I'm going to go ape shit. Get it? Beyonce and Jay-Z song. Anyway. And as for Suge and Snoop, this death row beef apparently has no end, but this podcast does, and we're out of here because I'm happy to be back to work, but I'm even happier that it's over. Short and sweet, straight to the point, just like Miss Juicy. Follow us everywhere on social media, and we'll be back next week with another amazing episode. Now, I got to go save my city. Vice Mayor, out.
The Jason Lee Podcast.